What's going on, guys? It's Player here, and today I'm bringing you my first Battlefield 4 video where I'm going to be covering helicopters. So I'm excited for this game and start making videos for it. Absolutely love Battlefield 3, put over like 350 hours into it, so I can't wait to play this game and make some more videos for you guys. So you're welcome to leave a comment down below this video and let me know what kind of videos you want to see from me, what you want me to cover in Battlefield 4, and at the top of the description there will be a link to a playlist of all my Battlefield 4 videos. I know this is the first one, but probably by the time you're watching this, maybe a couple days after or weeks after, there'll be more Battlefield 4 videos, and you can always check out that playlist to find Battlefield 4 content from me. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to fly helicopters and all the information you need to know about them, all the tips and tricks that I know. And so the helicopters in Battlefield series can be kind of difficult and intimidating to new players, and I wanted to share some tips for you guys to become a better pilot. So I'm in the testing range right now, which is kind of like a game mode you can go into by yourself to test things out. It's perfect for me to demonstrate things to you guys and make videos, and I would definitely recommend that you come into this game mode to practice. So when it comes to flying, you need to make sure that your controller options or computer options, if you're on a PC, are configured to what you like to use and what you're used to. And this is probably one of the most important things, probably one of the best tips I can give you in order to become a better pilot, because don't think that you have to use the default configurations. Chances are that you'll find a layout that works better for you. So go into the options, play around with them and test them in this test game mode, and you can see which one kind of feels natural to you. And for helicopters, I like to use the buttons on their veteran and the sticks on legacy. Don't know why, that's just me. It suits me well and I'm very used to that layout. So you need to basically just get used to flying and don't do anything extreme. That's another tip I'd say. Don't do extreme movements, trying to roll really fast or trying to zoom in and get down to the floor really quickly and do anything extreme. You need to make sure that you're just flying around slowly and normally, and just getting a handle of what it's like to fly around. And I would recommend this shooting range when you want to practice aiming your weapons. As I said, this is a very good place where you can practice aiming against infantry and see how you like shooting at the thing and how good you are. So moving on to when you're actually being locked onto and locking onto enemy vehicles, when you hear a low-pitched sound that's beeping, this is when you're being locked onto and someone is getting your lock on. And then when that beep goes consistent and is a solid tone, that's when you are locked onto and they have your pretty much signature and they can fire at any time. When you hear a faster high-pitched beeping, that means they're fired, there's a missile on its way to hit you, and that's very bad. Obviously, when you hear that second high-pitched beep, you need to make sure that you hit the flare button or countermeasure button, and make sure that you aren't just hitting the flare the second you hear the lock on. Make sure you wait until the high-pitched beep, and then you can hit your flares or your ECM jammer. So what you need to make sure you're doing is being smart when you're deploying your countermeasures. Don't just do it the second you're getting locked onto, because the chances are that the infantry who's locking onto you with a stinger can reload his rockets way faster than it takes your flares or ECM to regenerate. So it's advised that you flare and then escape the area. When you're actually being locked onto, you see a little white hit notifier on your screen which shows the direction of the person locking onto you. So make sure you're putting kind of a building in between you and them and getting away from the situation so your flares can recharge, and maybe you can think about taking them out. If it's a vehicle locking you, you need to play it smart, kind of like a game of chess. Make sure you're shooting all you have at them while flaring their missiles that are coming at you, and then making sure you're evading their bullets too. Now when it comes to firing, the actual crosshairs you need to be looking at is the little eye that you can see. This is in the attack helicopters, the little eye that's kind of floating around the main crosshairs. That is where the bullets are actually going to hit. In the scout choppers, it's the actual crosshairs is where the bullet's going to go, not the kind of W that's always in the middle. And remember, when you're flying low, you're prone to being shot out by a sniper possibly, or a tank cannon, or an RPG or some more. So watch out for that. Make sure you're not flying dangerously low and easy for anyone else to shoot you. And when you're flying around normally, you should always be in third person mode. On my layout, you just press the left thumbstick. On PC, I believe you press C, and here you get a greater field of view, so you can see more of what's going on around you, and you also get a feel of how kind of what level your helicopter's at, how fast it's going, things like that. And then if you want to engage someone, pop into first person mode where you can obviously see your crosshairs. When you are in first person, you can hold up on the D-pad, not not sure what it is on PC, but you can hold up on the D-pad and you can look around the cockpit, you can see out the windows behind you, up, and get a better look of what's going on around you. And then finally, for landing, it's important that you both feather the accelerate and decelerate in order to land softly. Otherwise you could blow up and it'll be very embarrassing, because if you come down way too fast you will take damage, you'll crash. So those are all the tips I could come up with for now. Maybe later on into the game I'll come up with like an advanced helicopters guide with more in-depth tips, but this is just kind of like a beginner's guide. Hope you found it useful. The fact is that it will take you several hours of playtime to get better. Like every hour or minute you put in, you'll be improving, and the first time you're flying, if you're new to Battlefield, you're going to die a lot. That's just the fact of the matter, and the more you play, obviously the more you'll get better. So hopefully these tips have helped you. If they did, then spend a second clicking the like button, and for future videos you can definitely subscribe to my channel so you don't miss an upload. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys later. Jump.